Hello and welcome to the Enlightened Society channel. Today I am going to be doing a book review on the book called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. And this book was actually featured in the book The Secret. So it's it's about the same content, along the same lines. Just a little fact about this book, a little fun fact about this book. This book was created in 1910. So it's a pretty old book, over 100 years old. And what it says on the front here is, it says it's the proven mental program to a life of wealth. And the book is really, as far as the theme and the ideology of the book, it is congruent with the title. So the author, Wallace Wattles, he is mapping out the science behind getting rich. So in this book, he's, explaining how getting rich is a science, and, there's certain things that you have to do in order to get rich. And some of the main things that he talks about is approaching wealth from a standpoint of creativeness instead of competition. Because I believe in the book he was saying that, there's no need for competition because there is an abundance of wealth for everyone. So there's no need to be in competition for wealth. I believe he said that will only, if you're in competition for wealth, that will only deteriorate your wealth. But don't quote me on that. Also, what he talked about in this book was gratitude, being grateful for the things that you have, and in turn you will attract more. So this book it's another self-help book, prosperity book. You can put it in the category of metaphysical, also the law of attraction. And I believe since this book was since this book was published in 1910, I believe a lot of the books that were about the law of attraction later on may have stemmed from this book. If it was after after 1910, I believe those books used this book as a model. And I believe in The Secret, Rhonda Burns actually even mentions that she uses a book that was made over 100 years ago or something along those lines. And I believe this is the book that she was referring to when she said that in her book. So it's a pretty short read. Altogether, it's 150 pages. So it's not a difficult read at all. And for those of you that know me, and for those of you that have watched my videos and seen my book reviews, my famous rating is a 4 out of 5. So with that being said, my rating for this book is a 4 out of 5. And the reason why I give those 4 out of 5 ratings is because, I'm always able to get something from the book. And, people may be wondering, well, why don't you just give it a 5 out of 5? I feel like for me to give a book a 5 out of 5, it has to be the most absolutely interesting book I've ever read. It has to just be really insightful, and it has to be something that I would like to read every single day of my life for a book to get a 5 out of 5 for me. So, a 5 out of 5 is like pretty high on the scale. Like if I'm giving a book a 5 out of 5, you should definitely give it a read. But I'm not too sure if I'll ever give out a 5 out of 5, but we'll see what happens. But so back to this book. The Science of Getting Rich, basically about the law of attraction, self-help book, prosperity book, focusing on gratitude, focusing on your thinking, how you think to attract money, and focusing on being creative instead of being competitive. And, you know, you may agree with some things in this book or you may not. You know, once again, like, just because something is in a book doesn't mean that you automatically have to agree with what they're saying, because what they're saying in their book is based on their reality and their experience. So some things you may come across you may not like, you know, that's fine. Pick up the things that you like from it and try to build on that. So that is pretty much my book review for this book, The Science of Getting Rich, that was published in 1910. And I say this book is geared towards those that may want to attract wealth. I believe there are some other issues that he points out in here. You know, he talks about how to use your will. And yeah, aside from getting rich, that may be all he talks about. So yeah, this book is actually mainly about wealth and attracting wealth and getting rich. So, you know, if you're somebody that wants to learn more about how to get wealth, you know, this may be a book that you want to read. So with that being said, I'm going to end that book review here. Like I said, 4 out of 5 stars. So yeah, if you guys are interested, also, if you've read this book, you know, let me know your thoughts, you know, any comments that you have about this book. Let me know your insight on this book. You know, maybe you've seen something that I didn't see. Maybe you gained something from the book that I didn't gain. So I would love to discuss that more in the comment section. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.